Well, good afternoon. It seems so strange to be saying good afternoon instead of good morning. But I tell you, on Monday we drew that Metamorphosis card, and boy, have things changed this week. On Wednesday night, my niece called in a state of panic, and she needed an emergency babysitter for Thursday night. So, of course, who else to babysit but Aunt Denise? So, Thursday night, I had to spend the night at her house, so I didn't get up early enough to get back to my house. In fact, I just went directly from work from her place so I could be to work on time in the morning because she works third shift. And it would have been insane for me to try to drive all the way home, do a video, get ready to go to work, and be to work in time. Because for us, it's month end today at work. And I couldn't be late. There was no way I could be late. It was a very interesting day. We'll just go with the Metamorphosis card. I don't, this week has been just intense and insane. There's been a lot of changes. We have Mercury going full in retrograde. My clock stopped working, and I'm okay that it was only my clock that stopped working because I can replace a battery. That's not a problem. But if it was like the water heater or the car, that would have been just over the top too much. So you are in the process of deep and beautiful change. And yes, that is true because this week we hit the metamorphosis. I don't know if it is being solid and holding my energy to myself instead of being a people pleaser and spending my energy on everyone else but myself. And Thursday night, I watched my two nephews and my niece, my great nephews and nieces. And I asked them today, I asked my niece, I said, well, how were the kids this morning? Oh my gosh, they all had a wonderful day. How did school go? Oh, school went great. Wow, amazing. So, me holding a higher vibration, a higher energy, brought peace and calmness to everybody. And everything, it just flowed smoothly because I'm holding space to keep everybody grounded and to keep everybody smooth and easy on an even keel. And it sounds strange, but the night before, it was chaos. So, what does that tell you? By healing yourself, working through the metamorphosis, working through those hard things that you go through, and it's hard working on your inner emotions, those things you don't want to look at. And a lot of people ask, well, I don't want to tell you what happened. I don't need to know the details of the story. I don't need to know the storyline. I don't need to know that. I need to know what's the emotions attached to it. And I work with the emotions. And when you work with your emotions and you release and let go of the emotion that surrounds a scenario or a storyline, it changes how you view and perceive said storyline, and your body reacts differently because you're healing yourself. You're not in fight or flight. You can objectively look at that and say, yeah, that wasn't fair that happened to me. That wasn't nice that happened to me. Those people, yeah, I don't appreciate those people. And you can start to remove the people that hurt you or create trauma or drama in your life. And you're not, there's part of you that goes through the grieving process of losing a person, especially a family member or someone that was close. It isn't any different than a death in the family. Same concept. But you're losing the person that you thought they should have been. But when you start seeing their true colors, you go through this huge metamorphosis of learning about yourself, learning what you're going to tolerate and put up with, and realize that you deserve better. And once you start doing that, going through the process of deep and beautiful change and work on healing yourself, you realize you don't need those people. I found it fascinating at work. My coworker was in for 2 days this week, and normally she doesn't come in at all. So she came in for 2 days, and usually I'm busy. I don't have time for the drama. I don't have time to listen to the gossip. And gossip and drama, I am so over it. But they like to stir the pot. Oh, is Denise mad at me? I didn't do anything to Denise. Why is Denise mad at me? Denise isn't mad. Denise just doesn't want to deal and hear it. But it's amazing that the ones that like to create the drama and the trauma, oh, oh, right? So it's quite entertaining. So that was my metamorphosis this week. I'm now babysitting for my niece, great nieces and nephews, great nephews and niece, two boys and a girl. And the two boys are autistic. I wish I had like 1/16th, 1/32nd of their energy. Oh my gosh. It was hysterical. It's like a three-ring circus. I just sit there and watch them bounce around, and I'm like, wow. So it is getting me out of going home and taking a nap because I have to go pester the kids, and learning how to not necessarily handle, but how to integrate with the family, because I haven't had to. I see them on occasion, they come visit, I visit them, but it's never a extended long overnight haul that we spend together. So a metamorphosis, learning and growing and changing, coming out of my cocoon, which has been the hibernation this winter in my house because I don't like winter, and stepping into the sunlight, which of course today is gorgeous, tomorrow not so much, we're back to winter, but shedding the old hibernation, the old energy, and jumping into the chaos that the kids bring, which is absolutely hysterical. And you would think I did not sleep much last night. In fact, I rolled over and about had a heart attack because I felt something in bed with me, and here it was, a leg attached to a foot, and the other end was attached to a kid. And I'm like, I don't have kids in my house. So it was quite startling, and then I had to laugh and giggle because it just struck me as funny. Here's me having a heart attack over a kid showing up and snuggling in, didn't even know it. So my sleep was very disruptive. I didn't get a lot of sleep, but for the lack of sleep, it was a easygoing, not as much drama filled kind of day. And I am A-okay with that. So that was our card for the week, Metamorphosis. You are in the process of deep and beautiful change. Butterflies earn their wings through great effort. My great effort has been shedding the old way of my nervous system processing and stepping into, I am solid. I'm okay. You know, if somebody doesn't like me, that's on them. I think I'm a pretty awesome person. If they can't recognize that, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for them, right? And you only get that way when you start working on healing your inner self. If you would like to work on healing you, let me know. Drop a comment. As an intuitive emotional healer, I love to help people succeed in whatever area of life they want to succeed in, wherever they want to go, whatever they want to do. I had to work on myself getting out of the being terrified to take a flight. And boy, did I work on myself. And I took a flight by myself to a city I've never been to, a gigantic airport, but I met a group of friends there, and it was a great time. But if I wouldn't have worked on my fears, I never been able to do it. I would have been a basket case. I would have been white knuckle gripping all the way there, and I would have been bawling the minute I got off the plane, because that was the old way I would have handled it. But working on myself has changed it. So again, if you want to work on yourself, drop me a comment, drop me a line, respond to an email. I'm more than happy to chat and see what we can do. I hope that the weekend is fabulous for you. If you're in the path of whatever the storm is, I don't even know. 8 degrees, 3 inches of snow, who knows? It's spring in Wisconsin. All bets are off the table right now. It's February heading into March. Happy March. Take care, everyone. I will check in on Monday. We'll draw a new card, and we'll see what the week holds for us. Bye for now, everyone. Happy weekend.